Right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, glory, and honor unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah. Double honors unto the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutations, peace and blessing to the Akim, who go out and teach this truth throughout the four corners of the earth in sincerity. Right, this right here, let's see if I can pan the camera on this. Okay, so this is a protest against the separation detention centers that's happening here in America. So immigrants that are getting caught at the borders and getting caught up are being the children are being separated from their parents, and this is a protest against that, right? But as you can see, it's mostly Edomites, lesbians, feminists, right? Where's Issachar? Issachar, ain't even standing up for himself, right? And a lot of these are agent provocateurs who, are trying to get people killed out there. But that's enough of that video. I wanted to get into some scriptures concerning that you should never trust your enemy. So even though he acting like he's standing up for you and has a problem with what's happening to you, that's not the case. That's not even his MO, right? That's not how he gets down. Esau, he's slick, so he'll act like he's your friend, but secretly he'll be trying to get you. Just ask the slaves, of the past, ask the Native Americans, ask these jakes that are getting gunned down in the streets, ask anybody who deals with Esau on a regular basis at work, and you'll see. And this, people standing up like that, is written. Scriptures say that things that are written aforetime are written for our learning, right? And, he has prophesied that they would stand up and seek to please the Israelites. So this is Job 20:10. His children shall seek to please the poor, and his hand shall restore their goods, right? And that's an example of them seeking to please the poor. Now, it goes deeper than that now. This is also talking about actually, monetarily helping out Jake. But part of that help, or part of that pleasing of the poor, because the poor, meek, and the humble is Israel, the nation of Israel, which consists of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. And the nation of Esau is you so-called Caucasians, who are Edomites according to the scriptures. Esau, Edom meaning red, because your skin is transparent and the blood showeth forth through your skin. So with that scripture, it's getting into how they are, trying to help out Issachar, right? But they're not really doing anything. They're standing out there with picket signs and protest signs and standing up and saying revolt, revolt, revolt. Well, revolt, what does that mean? What do you want the people to do? You're just out there screaming, right? And you can't trust Esau, though he does this and he comes out with these protest signs and asks you to come help him. Don't get involved in that, because he's a devil according to the Bible. All right, this is Psalms 55:21. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet they draw swords. So that's exactly what I'm talking about, right? The scriptures say it better than I ever could. Though the words of his mouth were smoother than butter, right? So though he comes saying all these helpful things, oh, this is wrong, I can't believe they would do this to these children, and some of the people might even feel that way. Some people might feel it's wrong, but as a nation and their leaders, they're gonna say slick things, but in the back of their mind is war, and this is genocide. This is warfare, right? Nothing has ever changed between Jacob and Esau. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, and the so-called white man, right? Nothing has changed. They found a more politically correct way to keep you down and to keep winning the war between the two. Though he doesn't have to draw his swords like the scripture says all the time, his sword also can be his, you know, his metaphorical weaponry, right? The way that he deals with the nation of Israel, right? Um, Planned Parenthood is a war tactic. It's basically the same thing as the Pharaoh, throwing the firstborn babies or the boy male babies into the Nile. Same as Pontius Pilate saying, I believe it was Pontius Pilate when Yahweh Shah was born, who said to, or maybe it was King Herod, who said to kill all the firstborn children, children under the age of 3. Right, so though he comes saying all this nice stuff and try to make you feel better for the things that their nation is doing to us, don't buy it. Don't listen to what he's saying, because he's a liar by nature. Let's see here, Psalms 28:3. Draw me not away with the wicked, and with the workers of iniquity, which speak peace to their neighbors, but mischief is in their hearts. Right, so they come and they say all these things that they're sorry for what their ancestors have done, and what can we do to help you, and I'm sorry that they're throwing your children into these basically concentration camps that GMS has been warning you about these Walmart concentration camps for a long time, and it's finally coming to pass. Right, during the Jade Helm, we told you that they were going to start turning these Walmarts into concentration camps, and you're seeing it. And these detention centers are exactly that. Right, these detention centers are actually concentration camps. And to make it worse, they're separating the children from the parents, which is spoken about in Deuteronomy the 28th chapter in the curses, so from the 15th verse on down. All right, give them according to their deeds and according to the wickedness of their endeavors. Give them after the work of their hands. Render to them their desert. Right, because the Most High said he's going to turn this place into a desolation. Right, and that word desert, or I believe it's desert, I could be wrong, could be desert, means a benefit, desert, deserving, that which he hath given, recompense and reward, and their reward is utter desolation. Right, let's see here, last one, Proverbs 5, starting at 3. The lips of a strange woman drop as a honeycomb, and her mouth is smoother than oil, but her end is bitter as wormwood, sharp as a two-edged sword. Her feet go down to death, and her steps take hold unto hell. So now this is getting into the philosophy. So if you put your trust into the philosophies and the ways of America, thinking that this is just a temporary thing and it's only Trump who's doing this, this is the basic feelings of most Americans towards the nation of Issachar, which is you so-called Mexicans. They don't want you here, and even though that is your land that you're crossing into, you were here before this so-called, you were here before this immigrant, the so-called white man, who does not belong here, right? Who stole this land with his slick words and his fake treaties. You buy into this doctrine, and it is going to drag you down to death. And death is coming by the way of ICBM missiles, and it's going to turn America into a lake of fire. So if you want to trust in this so-called white man, even though he's showing you who he is, right? He's telling you he does not care about you. He will take you away from your kids. He will throw y'all in concentration camps and ship you back to a place that's persecuting you, where you can't find peace, because they have also infiltrated that government and turned it into a gang war and a cartel, right? And you can't get peace in your own homeland, right? He still won't let you come here, even though he's the reason that your homeland is messed up, right? So you can see who the devil is according to the scriptures. You can see that by following his ways and going into his philosophies, that it's going to lead you, it's going to lead you to hell, which is death, into the grave. All right. And hopefully this video was edifying. I just wanted to put a warning out to the nation of Israel, those that don't know that you're Israel, who may still trust in this system and this way of things. As you can see, his true colors are being revealed by what he's doing to these Mexicans, so-called Mexicans. And with that, I want to wrap it up and say shalom.